Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. We made it. We made it. It's Friday. It's Recap Friday. It's Friday. We made it. We made it. We made it. Hey. 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 We made it. Hey. I rock. Side to side. Hey. 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 We made it. 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 Hey, welcome to Recap Friday Season 2 Special Edition. You get a house, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house. Everybody get a house. Let me tell y'all, are y'all so excited to have Friday? It's been a long week. I don't know if it's been a long week for y'all, but it's been a long week for me, and I am so happy to have Friday to be here because that means it is the weekend turn up. And also, you know, I've been in hiding. It's been important to be in hiding because you know you got to have a mental break and a mental relaxation. But you know, your boy done changed up his look. You know, I'm getting to this lock journey. So shout out to first Nisha, my friend Nisha, who helped me start the process. And also shout out to Nappy Star here in Atlanta, which is NAPPSTAR here in Atlanta. They got me on this lock journey. They make sure my retwist is on point. They are amazing from beginning to end. So shout out to both of them. So, you know, since I got this lock journey now, you know, I'll be feeling some type of way and I'll be like, yeah. But also, this past month, because we are now in July, can you believe it? This time is moving by so fast. But I was celebrating all month long last month in June because one, shout out to Biden, shout out to Kamala Harris because they made it official, Juneteenth being a national holiday. Whoop, 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 whoop. So all them companies out there, all the major companies, you know who you is. Go ahead and make it official in your company. Give us that major holiday. I'm just saying. I'm just speeding out there in existence. But it made it an official holiday. And so besides me celebrating that, it was also Pride Month for June. So shout out to all of my LGBTQ plus community. I was celebrating all month long because, you know, I love being black and I love being gay. So I was just celebrating because it was a month of celebration. So again, shout out to all my black folks. Power to the people. Shout out to all of my LGBTQ plus community. We did it. So getting into it. And I just wanted to come out because the housing market right now is booming. And I was like, I could not be me to leave my folks out there hanging and getting some information on how to be a seller, a good seller, and also how to get that house you want as a buyer. So I wanted to make sure I jump on real quickly, come out of the hiding or whatever, and just give y'all some information that will help you through this process. So let's jump right into it because you know I like to talk and I like to have a discussion. So since this was Juneteenth last month and also Pride Month last month, what did y'all do? Did y'all celebrate? Did y'all do anything? Did y'all get into the community? Did you help out the community? Let me know. Drop it down in the comment section. Let's keep this discussion going. Shout out to my bestie, D-Ma. He had a Juneteenth party at his house and it was amazing. I had an amazing time. And also, shout out to Hopkins 525 Entertainment. He had a Pride karaoke cocktail hour, and that was amazing as well. So let me tell you, like I said, I was celebrating. So let me know what you did last month for Juneteenth or also for Pride. So let's go ahead and quickly jump into our breaking news for the weekend. Now, you know, everybody, and I know it's been tough during the pandemic with individuals losing their jobs left and right, but the extra money that the federal government was giving individuals for unemployment has officially stopped here in Georgia. So I bid everyone, and I would not say this if I did not see it out here in these streets, but let's get back into the workforce. There are jobs everywhere. I will not lie to you. I drive around in the city of Atlanta and also on the outskirts, and you see hiring signs everywhere. Even in corporate America, they are hiring. because a lot of people have either retired during the pandemic, so they are looking for help. And also, you have educators that are needed. You people in the jail, they need assistance. It's jobs everywhere. So make sure, I know it may not be the job that you had prior to, but a job is a job. Because once you get one job, trust me, other jobs flow in the process. But I know with that extra money that the federal government was giving, some people was getting a little lazy. Let's just be real. But it is time now to get back into the workforce, and you have an plethora. I think that's the word. Right? I don't know. I make up words. But there's an assortment of jobs out there. So make sure y'all get out there and get those jobs. Apply for those jobs. And you know me, on all my social media platforms, I always post job fairs, job opportunities in Atlanta. So you have an array again of job opportunities out there that you can choose from. Apply. People need help. Let's get that economy going back up again, and let's get it popping. Also, let's get into our vaccination coronavirus update for the weekend. So, we open. Well, Atlanta ain't never closed, unfortunately. But we open now. So people are going back to the movie theaters. People are going back to events. Concerts are starting to roll back in. People are attending sports events. But I asked of y'all, let's go ahead and get vaccinated. I got vaccinated. Most of my family got vaccinated. Most of my friends got vaccinated. Let's go ahead and get vaccinated. And if you are still uncomfortable about getting vaccinated, please go out and do a COVID test. Because a COVID test is not protecting just you, but it's also protecting others around you as well. And if you don't want to do either one of those, make sure you just wear that mask, wash them hands, and still social distance. Because, again, coronavirus, even though we might not talk about it as much, it is still around. And there's also this Delta variant, I think that's what it's called, is going around as well. So let's continue to live. I want y'all to live because I want me to live. So I want y'all to live. So make sure y'all either get vaccinated. If not, make sure you get a weekly coronavirus test. If not, make sure you wash them hands, wear that mask, and also social distance. It is the best things to do. Come on now. Come on. Because, we open now. People are traveling. I'm trying to save you. Just trying to look out for you. So, yeah, please adhere to one of those three things so we can keep on living and see the age of 99 and 100 and beyond. So, let's get into my special guest for this week. And I am delighted, and I had a pleasure of interviewing three of my favorite realtors, who is also my friends as well, to just give y'all a little insight on the housing markets, what's to do, what not to do, what to look for, and also your expectations as well. But we're going to first start it off with my realtor, Tasha, and she's going to give you the beginning process of being a buyer in this market and what you need to do. Take it away, Tasha. For me, starting out, I was a first-time buyer. What do you suggest for our first-time buyers? Because the market is hot for buyers and sellers. Yes. What do you suggest what do they do? What do they need before they start going into looking for their home or looking for a real estate agent?
Okay. So my suggestion is always first, make sure your credit score is good. You need right now it's about a 660 or better to get a loan. So make sure your credit score is good. Talk to your lender. If you don't know a lender, if you have a real estate agent that you can talk to them and they will have trusted lenders that they work with. Or if you have a lender that you already trust, talk with your lender, because your lender will let you know exactly where your credit score is, exactly where everything is. And if you're a little below, they can tell you do this and this, and you'll be ready to buy in a month or in 2 months. They can tell you those kind of things. So that's always one thing. And the second thing, especially like how you said, it's a hot market for buyers and sellers, but right now it is a seller's market. A seller's market means that we have low inventory. We have more buyers out here than we have houses. So if you are looking to purchase your house, I say make sure you save your money, because right now it's a seller's market. You have to be willing to play the game. You might have to pay $10,000 over asking price. You may have to pay all your closing costs, and don't ask the seller to purchase it to help you pay any closing costs. So I would say make sure you have your money, because the more money you have, the stronger offers you can put out there.
Got you. Now, with you talking about closing costs, because I know that was very different for me with the process of closing costs and a down payment. Are those the same, or is those different? Because
they're different.
So can you just give a little bit of what's the difference between the two? Because it surprised me when I was like, you said what? So, yeah.
Yes, okay. So the down payment, it's not really a down, well, yeah, I guess it is a down payment. Yeah. Sorry. So a down payment is basically just money that you're going ahead and giving to the bank. So if you're going with your lender and say you're getting a $200,000 loan and they're asking you to pay 5% down or whatever, you just put, that's just money you're giving them. They're like, okay, you're giving me this money. This is money off of that loan. So then when you actually take your loan, it wouldn't be 200,000. It would be whatever the 5% minus that. So on your actual loan paperwork, it would say, like, say you're getting, say the 5% was $20,000. I know it's not, but let's just say it was. Let's just say it is. So you would do a $20,000 down payment, and then the loan amount that you'll be getting would be $180,000 instead of a $200,000 loan. But you're still buying a $200,000 house because you're paying so much down, going ahead and giving that to the lender, and they're giving you the rest of the money to purchase the house, basically. So that's how the down payment works. Just kind of like with the car, you pay $3,000 down and then you have the rest or whatever. So closing costs, excuse me, my phone almost dropped. Closing costs are basically, those are seller fees that you rack up. So it's like taking the deed from the seller's name and putting it into your name, getting your title search, making sure there's nothing wrong with their title, paying the attorneys for doing those things. It's just a whole bunch of stuff like that. And then there's also some lender fees, like the lenders want to charge this and that for this and that, who knows, for running the money, all this and that. So that's where the closing costs come in at. And usually I haven't seen closing costs more than about 3 or 4% of the purchase price, and sometimes it's cheaper. So like if you're a cash buyer, if you're purchasing a house cash, then you don't have the lender fees to add in. Only thing you have to pay for is the deed transfer from their name to your name. Getting the title search done and paying the lawyer, and then you don't have to worry about lender fees. So it really just depends on what the situation is, but that's exactly what closing costs is. It's just a whole bunch of fees that the buyer is racking up trying to get the house transferred from the seller to the buyer. So usually sometimes you can get a seller to help you pay closing costs, but in this market, I just say don't even try it, and don't even try unless the house has been sitting there. Because if you think you finna no.
Yeah, got you. And it is definitely a seller's market, because I've been hearing from other people as far as they're looking for homes, and they might find a good home, and hey, somebody went higher, and so they lost the bid on that home. So with this being a hot market for sellers, and also kind of hard market for buyers, what are 2 or 3 tips that you would give to a buyer regarding the process of getting their dream home? Because a lot of people are trying to get a house because the apartments are increasing their value as far as rent goes, but it can be stressful too because they can't find their home. So what are 1 or 2 tips that you can give to our buyers out there during this process?
Okay, so my first tip would be, when you find your home, do not hesitate. You know your home when you see it. I tell all my clients that, look, it doesn't have anything to do with your real estate agent. It doesn't have anything to do with me. We're just showing you homes. Right. Your home, you have to live there. You have to pay for it. So the first thing is, when you find your home, trust me, you know it. Can you attest to that, Corey?
Yes.
When you find your home, it's just like you'll see all these houses. But when you find your home, you know it's your home. So you just go, do not hesitate. Go ahead and put in an offer. That would be my first tip. So don't be like, well, I really like it, but there might be something better. Don't do none of that. If you like it, go ahead and put in an offer on it. My second tip would be go in with your highest and best offer. I know, like, and it feels kind of bad, especially when I'm working with a buyer, when I have to say that, because I do want to try to get them their house for a better price or for a better deal. But with this market, it's almost impossible to do that. Yeah. Because if I go in, I just showed someone a house. As a matter of fact, right before I came on vacation, they really liked it, had 15 offers on it already. Wow. So there was really nothing we could do. I couldn't be like, well, let's see if we can try to, negotiate this. No, what we're trying to do is appeal to the seller. And I know that's not the best advice. I'm not going to say it, but it is the best advice for this market. But I know people don't like to hear that. But if you want the house, you have to try to make your offer appeal to the seller, because that's who's selling the house. Just put yourself in their shoes. Okay, I got 15 people wanting my house. I'm going to go with the highest and best offer there is. This person wants me to pay closing costs. This person doesn't. Yeah. So that's how the sellers look at it. So I would say do that. And also talk with your real estate agent about a plan. Because I have a few tricks up my sleeve that I suggest to my buyers. Like, okay, so if you really like this house, we can try this, we can do this. There are different tricks and tricks and things that you can try. You just got to talk to your real estate agent. And you also have to be prepared to do those tricks, because sometimes they're tricks to get you to win the offer, but they may be tricks, but they're still in the seller. It's kind of like in the seller's interest as well. So just be prepared that if you want to do some of those tricks or whatever, that you're going to be willing to do those things and you're going to get your house. Because at this point, it is what it is. These market is crazy.
And I think that is amazing tips, especially when it comes to, what that house is. That that's your house.
You always know when it's your house.
Yeah, because I went and seen several houses. I liked some of them, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I can go. But when you told me, you will know when this is your house. Thank you, Tasha, for that amazing information that you provided. It was very resourceful. Love it. So let's take a quick commercial break, and I'll be back. And when I come back, we'll jump right into our second guest, which is Phillip Williams, and he's going to dive into the process of the bidding process and when you start looking for a home.
When you know it's a gospel song, but you twerk a little for Jesus.
So let's jump right into this real estate business, because now the market is booming for sellers, as Tasha said earlier, but also for buyers too, even though it's a little competitive out there. So what are some advantages and disadvantages when a first-time home buyer is going and getting a realtor? What are some advantages and disadvantages of having a realtor in the search market of a home?
Well, as a realtor myself, I would say that there's no disadvantages. Is having a realtor, on site with you and to assist you through that process, because you're not going to hire an electrician to do plumbing work. Mm-hmm. So you want to get a licensed professional to help you with one of the biggest purchases of your life. Okay. So that person will put you on a trajectory to ensure that you have proper financing. Speak with the loan officer. Get your credit together to make sure that you can actually afford what you want to afford. Gotcha. And also be able to talk you off the ledge sometimes, because I feel like a lot of times We have, what is it, that champagne budget on beer. That.
Yeah.
So
feels like the Joneses.
Absolutely. And I feel like a realtor has dealt with that with so many people to where it's almost like a therapy session. You can allow them to have their moment, but let them know and just kind of soothe the whole process over. So I think that having someone to take that pressure off of yourself, and additionally, of course, the law side of it. Like, you don't want to go into signing contracts or anything like that you're not represented well, because the seller's agent is going to always side with that seller. So you want to make sure that as a buyer, someone is siding with you and looking at your best interest and has your best interest at heart.
That's perfect. That is definitely perfect. Now, you touched on the financial side. So I know when I was searching for my home, I was bombarded with, there's several different types of loans. I thought it was just one loan. You know my slow self. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But can you just explain, like, what are the different loans that are out there for individuals?
Absolutely. And I'm sure your realtor helped you understand.
Yes.
Which is why a realtor is so important.
Yes.
That's true. There are three basic types of mortgages, and we have your FHA, which is a first-time homeowner's loan mortgage, which of course they protects it's backed by the government. Okay. I would say. So it allows the opportunity for people who may not have the best credit, the highest salaries and things of that matter to purchase a home. So just something for almost like the middle class, I would say. But everyone uses it because it has its advantages. So you have your FHA loan, which requires a minimum of about 580 to 620 credit score with 3.5% down. So that's very easy for a lot of people to obtain. That way. There's VA, which is for veterans. That is about the 580 to 620 as well. They have 100% financing. So it's a good and a bad thing, but that's a long story to tell. But to finance everything that encompasses your home buying process, that's something that's covered through VA. And the most utilized one that we have is that is available rather is conventional loans. Conventional loans can range from 3% is the lowest, and a lot of times also require 20%. For down payment. One of the biggest things with the conventional loans is it doesn't have any PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. So with private mortgage insurance, it basically allows the lender, it protects the lender, financial institution. So you default in that loan, it automatically covers that foreclosure cost as well as anything else. So with the conventional loan, the wonderful thing about that is if you are already 20% paid off on your mortgage, you can you don't have to have PMI, So a lot of people don't know that, of course, but I think that that's one of the major things about that. And the other loans, it doesn't fall off. So that $100, $200 a month will fall off should your equity increase in your home above 20% or you just pay 20% of your loan off. So those are the three types of loans. The FHA for first-time home buyers, conventional loans for the higher credits, and the VA loan for the veterans.
And see, this is why you need a realtor. Cause
break it down.
If you had a realtor, you'd be like, what's all that you just told me? So that is a good advantage of having a realtor. Because it gets confusing.
It's a lot.
It definitely gets confusing. So with the housing market, and this being a seller's market, what do you feel as a buyer with the bidding process? How much do you feel that you need to go up on what you want to bid to get that house? Is there any ranges you feel that you will offer to your client? Okay, you can offer up to 15 to 20%, but then after that we stop. So what do you feel?
With clients these days as a buyer's agent, it's ultimately up to them because the mortgage, you're only going to be financed for what the home is appraised for. So anything other than that, what you decide to come to the table with is in essence a loss, if you will, you know? So when I'm speaking with people, I'm already like, if you have a budget of $250, let's look in the $190 range so that we have that wiggle room to make our contract stand out. You know, just give them a little tip, you know? So in that aspect of it, I would much prefer to look below so that you're not going above and in essence losing out on money. So the amount, it's up to you. Is a licensed professional, you know, a lot of times, you know, your opinion is very much appreciated and things like that, but people fall in love with these things. So you have to step back and allow them their time and their space. And if they want to do it, write that contract and make sure that everything is together and that they're protected, because the most important person is that client and agent relationship. So you want to make sure that you can maintain that, because they may want to sell, they may want to, you know, that in real estate, that's how you gain your clients, the word of mouth, your interaction with everyone else. So letting that client, you know, have their moment and they want to pay an extra $50,000 because they have it, let them.
If you balling like that. Wasn't that very informative? I hope you was writing that down. If you didn't write it down, you can always watch this video all the time, and you better subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit that little bell button so you can get notified when there's new videos popping up on Industry Thursday. And always follow your boy on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You know I like to mess up that word. On all social media platforms. So let's go ahead and wrap up my third special guest, which she was going ahead and break down the new bill and the process in regards to a new build construction, and that is Wendy Williams. Hope you enjoy. So since you are in the new home construction, so for our first time home buyers that want that new construction home, they don't want a home that's, I guess you could say, traditional, I guess. So what's the process in regards to a new construction home? What's like the average cost? What is included? Just elaborate a little bit in regards to new construction homes.
Okay. Well, the process is a lot different now. So, whereas before you write your contract, that's the price. However, because the lumber prices are going up, a lot of builders are putting escalation clauses in there. Which means that at the time of closing or close to closing, that builder may ask $10,000 to $40,000.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because it takes, just because you write a contract today, we might not start building your home for 2 months, and within them 2 months, lumber prices have skyrocketed. Gotcha.
Okay. So within the contract, so is everything separate as far as when I start a contract and I want a new bill? Like the cost that y'all give me, is that included into anything as far as like a refrigerator or appliances?
Yeah, so it depends on the builder. So for most builders, you're going to get the standard appliance package, which would be like your stove, microwave, and dishwasher. Okay. It's rare. That's depending on the builder, they may give you a refrigerator. Okay. But for the most part, it'll just be the stove, microwave, and what did I say? Dishwasher.
Okay. Got you. Yeah. So with the new construction home and also with traditional homes as well, what is the significance and how important it is when it comes to the geographic of where you get your home? Is that important? Is that not important? Or like, what's the advantages and disadvantages when it comes to geographics?
I mean that's a personal preference. I don't get into that. But depending on the area, depends on the price. Okay. So you can get this same house, put it in, East Cobb, slap another $200,000 on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so with this type of market that we're in, with it's supposed to be a buyer's market, but it's very competitive. So literally, it's kind of a seller's market right now. But even with the sellers, it's kind of iffy. Like, what is the advantages and disadvantages of getting a new home in this time of the housing market?
Well, the advantages is that when you do a resale, you have so many people that you're competing against. Okay. So they're going above and beyond the asking price for these homes. And if you have if you are VA or FHA, you may not qualify because you're not going to get appraised correctly because of the prices have gone up. Whereas in a new construction, we don't have, well, I take that back, because some builders are now doing, putting in your best offer. But normally, is what the price is, you write the contract, that's it.
Gotcha. So, I know with traditional homes, like my home, we bid. Is that the same type of thing with new homes, or is it just whatever's available, that's what you're going to get if you can get approved as far as the loan and stuff?
So now with that, it depends.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because some builders are like, for us, we don't do bidding.
Okay.
But some builders are bidding now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you give your best, they taking the highest and best offer.
Got you.
But for us, it is that, whatever the price is, which, by the way, if you're doing a spec home, which is like an inventory home, we don't price our home until we get the lumber.
So, with you saying, basically, lumber is important right now when it comes to a new home. So, if a person wants a new home, you just need to have that patience.
You got to. You got to have it. You got to have it. And I tell people all the time, like, it's either that we can put an escalation clause in there, which at any time after you're in contract, you got to cough up that's $10,000 to $40,000, or you have to have the patience to wait until we start the construction, which I told you in the beginning that we might not start a construction to 2 months to 90 days, maybe 60, 90 days. But the advantage of that is that you know what the price is, and that's the price.
Gotcha.
The disadvantage of buying a spec home is that there isn't a lot of things that you can do because we've already put the structural options in there.
Gotcha.
So you can't go and change any structural options. You may be able to do some design options, but that's very limited too.
Got you. Well, let me tell you, I've given y'all the rundown of how it is as far as going to a new home, a new build, or doing traditional. So, I can't count your pockets, nor can I count what you're looking for. But you have got an array of information out there, especially for our first-time home buyers in regards to this process. I will definitely let you know from a person that went through the process, it is very stressful, but it is a reward at the end. I would like to thank all of my special guests. I hope y'all enjoyed them. Tasha, Phillip, and also Wendy, thank you so much for taking your time out. And shout out to Tasha. I'm sorry I had to do your interview during your vacation. But shout out to all three of them. They are amazing. I always support people that are Black. So make sure if you have any further questions or concerns to reach out to them. Their email address, their phone numbers are being shown at this present time. And make sure you check them out and tell your friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about all three of them because they are doing an amazing job out there in Atlanta. So I am wrapping up this special edition. I will be back soon. I don't have a projected date of coming back because I'm still working on some branding for Industry Thursday. But if you have any questions or concerns or want to advertise with Industry Thursday, by all means, reach out to my momager, which is also my business manager, Patrice Manning at pmanning@industrythursday.info, and it will make sure we get all the information out to you. And lastly, I have to leave you with your motivational thought for the weekend. And that is, not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to just clear the path. I love y'all to the moon and back. Make sure you rock the runway. Make sure you wash them hands. Wear that face mask, social distance, and have an amazing, amazing weekend. And, it is the 4th of July this weekend. Have a great 4th of July as well. I'll see y'all back. Love y'all. Bye.